What's going on, guys? But give me 1 second. Just had to make sure that everything was good to go. Okay. What's up, guys? This Ren here with East Coast Athletics, and I hope you guys, were safe throughout the pandemic. Sorry I didn't get to do any live stream or post a lot of content because I was busy, making sure that my family was safe and everything. So that's pretty much what I was doing. I hope you guys were doing the same, staying indoors, practicing social distancing, and wearing y'all masks because, that's pretty much the only way we going to beat this, this virus. So, um, that's pretty much what I have to say to you guys, specifically or on a personal level. But I have a couple things that I really want to discuss, and one of the main thing is, should athletes still be competing at this point in time throughout the pandemic? Because I've been on Facebook a lot. A lot of people have been, well, pretty much everyone has been on social media throughout the pandemic. And I know you guys have seen video of races being posted, on Facebook. And a lot of us, we wonder, like, where are these races? And a lot of them are being held here in the US. I think particularly in Florida. Um, I'm not sure the exact amount of people that are there, but based on the video, um, I would say that they're not really practicing social distancing. Is it more important to compete, or is it more important to try to beat the pandemic to start the upcoming season? Because at this point in time, that is really what I'm thinking about, like which one is more important. Because if we focus all our efforts on moving forward, getting into the next season, because this season is pretty much already out the door, it's already canceled. No Olympics, no major meets, pretty much. So, in my opinion, there's no reason to compete on a high level. However, we as athletes, I'm gonna use the term we still need to stay in shape, stay fit. I would assume, I guess, still sharpen up, be a little race ready, I guess, because my old coach always tell me, wherever you end the season, that's where you pick up the following season, right? Hey Shan, you say beat the pandemic. I mean, I would assume that, you know, that would be the wise choice, to try to beat the pandemic compared to just, you know, trying to compete. But staying in shape is good. I think that's a good thing to do. So for all the athletes that are still training, putting in the work before they take a little break, I would assume before for the college athletes before the season start, for the schools that are actually gonna be, you know, back in full swing again. We don't even know how sure that is gonna be or that will be. So, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about is, will everything go back to normal? Because I know you guys saw the heading. Will track and field go back to normal? Will everything go back to normal? That's pretty questionable at this point in time, So personally, I want to encourage everyone to just try to be safe. Try to practice social distancing as much as possible. Even though I know a lot of you guys are out there still, doing your thing, competing. Try to do it as safely as possible. And I do, applaud a lot of the athletes that are making the effort to like compete, because, you train all year from August to, I would say, May. You're gonna want to compete. You're gonna want to get those races in. So, you are making the effort to, lower your time as much as possible. So, you know, kudos to you, but try to do it in a safe way. That's all I'm trying to say. And the whole reason why I know about all these meets is I saw two races. One from, I can't remember his name. I think he has the second. He's a hurdler, the 400-meter hurdler. He ran the second fastest time ever over the 400-meter hurdler. He ran 33.7 in a 400-meter 300-meter hurdle. But he ran by himself pretty much. There was nobody else on the track apart from him. So I would assume that meet was pretty much set up specifically for him, because they knew that he was training and everything. So that's different compared to the other meet that I saw, or the other race that I saw, which was in Florida, where the Bahamian champion, that Stephen Gardner, ran 31.78 in a 300-meter. So it was a good run. I think he ran out of one of the other lanes. I think maybe like 7 or 6. It was a good race. Congrats to him, because that's a national record. Because I did, look it up and check on the stats and everything. So he did manage to accomplish a national record. But outside of that, I would say, for him to be able to compete in a race, he has to be pretty close to people. So it's really hard to space the athletes when, I would say, if they're all running similar times, they're gonna be pretty close, coming down the straightaway. And when they're finished, when they have finished the race, they're gonna be pretty close in that area, or even I would say in the marshalling area, if you want to call it that. They're gonna be pretty close. So, I'm just trying to say, guys, be careful when you're at meets. If you choose to go to meets and compete, be careful about how you do what you do. Just try to be safe. The next thing that I want to talk about is, I'm gonna stay on Bahamas for a minute, because the next topic is pretty much about her, and it's Shawnee Miller. She is trying to double at the Olympics next year, right? And the only way she's gonna be able to do that is if the Olympic Committee shift some of the events around, allowing her to run the 200 and the 400, because that's pretty much what she want to do. But at this point in time, she's not getting any positive feedback from the Olympic Committee. And this is pretty much from an article that I read yesterday. I read it, I think I actually read it twice. I read it yesterday, and I saw another article today about the same issue. So I think she's gravitating more towards the 200, towards running the 200 instead of running the 2 and the 4, because the timing is is pretty rough on her, because it's hard to run two 200-meter and 400-meter in one championship when you have to go through 3 to 4 rounds. They they the article stated that the committee made adjustments for, I think, 3 athletes in the past, two of which are Americans, and one, I think, from it's from a European country. I think it's like Spain or some other country. But those are the 3 times that they made the adjustments. Shift one of the events around, so they're able to. So the athlete is able to compete in both the 200 and the 400. And I think an athlete of her caliber, being world leader for two 2 years in a row, I think that that is something that the Olympic Association could definitely, the Olympic Committee could definitely, you know, do for her. Give her the opportunity that other athletes in the past, for example, MJ, Michael Johnson, got. You know, other people would love to accomplish, such great feat. They would love to run the 2 and the 4. Bolt did the 1 and the 2. Johnson was able to do the 2 and the 4. So why not give someone else the opportunity? What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? Do you think that, you know, she shouldn't be given the opportunity, or you think it's only fair for her to get the same opportunity as other athletes? Because I personally, I don't see why not. I think it's a good idea. You say she should? I mean, I think that they should give her the opportunity, because this will only prove how talented she really is if she's able to get on the podium for both events. Even if she don't win both events, the 2 and the 4, if she only win one of the events, then, I mean, if she win one and come second in the other, that's still a great accomplishment. So I think it's worth it, knowing the type of athlete that she is. You know what I'm saying? I think it's worth it for the Olympic Committee to give her that chance, give her that opportunity to compete in both races. So I don't think they could go wrong where that is concerned. So I think that's something that they really need to do. They did it for Alison Felix, they did it for MJ, and I said they did it for another European athlete. So that's 3 athletes that they did it for that I'm personally aware of, in the past. So they could do it for Shanae Miller as well. Um, and the next topic, and I would say the most important topic of all, is this one. I actually, someone told me about it previously, but I also read it for myself. Student athletes that are in the United States, whether despite the country, whether it's from Africa, the Caribbean, wherever, if because of the pandemic, schools may not go back to normal in terms of having physical classes. The classes may be strictly online. This article is stating that if those classes are online, the student athletes or the students can't remain in the country. They have to go back home, and if they don't go back home, I guess they're gonna be deported out. I would assume. That's pretty much what the article is saying. And it's a very intriguing topic, because I I don't understand how that would work, because for a student athlete that already completed 3.5 years of their degree, they may just have one semester left, and because of safety reasons, their university state, we won't have any regular class, no more in class. We're gonna do only online classes. Because of that, they're gonna be sent home. They're not gonna be allowed to stay here and attend their online classes. They have to go back home. That, I don't know. That's a I think that's a tough pill to swallow. And I think the effect of, I don't know if it's a bill or anything like that, but it that one would be a very would be very detrimental. I think that would be a really deep cut, because a lot of athletes, and whether it's basketball, football, you know, in college, a lot of athletes come from other countries. So you have athletes that play basketball from European countries that come to America on scholarship. You have track and field athletes. You have soccer student athletes. You have quite a lot of athletes that come here to get an education, and that's pretty much, you know, it's just, I don't even know what to say about it at this point, because it's a real peculiar situation, and I'm trying to, draw some understanding from it, how it would work. I don't know if any of you guys have any information or knowledge about it, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say, because for somebody that completed 3.5 years of their 4 years, and then they're told, oh, you got to go back home, you're not going to be able to finish your your next semester, which would allow you to get your degree, is kind of tough. That's a real hard pill to swallow. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. And I think there's a couple universities that are not, totally, you know, with this bill. So I'm gonna read one of the articles, or part of one of the articles that I read earlier, so you guys could definitely. So it says Harvard and Massachusetts Institute of Technology filed a lawsuit against a certain administration over a policy change that forced international students to leave. The lawsuit seeks to temporarily reinstate the lawsuit seek a temporary restraining order and a preliminary and permanent injunction relief, which would prevent the U.S. Immigration and Custom. I didn't even get the rest of it because it was just pretty much a screenshot that I got. But it's pretty much, the article is pretty much saying that those two universities are filing a lawsuit against the administration that try to pass that policy or enforce that policy change. I won't say which administration, but that's pretty much what the article is saying. And these two university, they're trying to take action against it. I think this is gonna even affect the NCAA, because a lot of the NCAA athletes come from abroad. Andre DeGrassi, that's just one. You have so I can't even think about all the names right now. Before you had Natoya Gould from Jamaica. Like, there was quite a lot of, and there still is, of Jamaican athletes, Trinidadian athletes from all over the world that come to America to get an education, I guess in exchange for, you know, them competing in the NCAA championship. So, you know, it's tough to know that because of this whole pandemic situation, you won't be able to finish college. And I wish Coach L was here right now because he would definitely, I know he will definitely have something to say about it because he's always the one to shed some light on a lot of these topics that I talk about on here, you know. But personally, I don't have all the answers. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, I get some additional information that I could share with you guys. Or if you guys have any information that, you know, you could share with me, I'm open to, you know, listening because, you know, I like to learn, you know, from whoever I can learn from and, you know, gain new information. So that is what this channel is all about. So I'm pretty much hoping that I will get some information, I would assume by the end of the week, and then I will pretty much share that information with you guys, hopefully some positive information. But right now we just, I guess it's just a waiting game for a lot of the athletes to see if their universities gonna actually reopen and be in full swing. So it's gonna be regular classes and not just online. So those student athletes won't, you know, have to go back home or anything like that. And also it is a waiting game because a lot of the students and athletes, they don't know what the procedures are as it relates to getting back into school, like going back to college. This All right, Coach L, the students has a right to transfer if the institution. All right, let me click on that again because Coach X. And thanks for commenting, Coach X. I really appreciate it because, as I said, I don't have all the answers. You know, I kind of rely on some of my followers and subscribers to shed some light on some of these topics that I talk about. So I really appreciate it. Oh, so Coach X said that the athlete have the right to transfer to another university if their university decide to go only online. So, I mean that's a good thing, but at the same time, would I want to leave Coppin to go somewhere else? No, I wouldn't. So that would be a really tough pill to swallow. I mean, I would have to because that would be my only, you know, option, but it's not something that I would want to do. And a lot of other student athletes would feel the same way about their university. They're not going to just get up and leave, just they don't want to do that. They choose that university for a reason. So why would you want to just get up and, you know, oh, I'm a pack everything, get to a new university where I gotta start getting acquainted with all this, you know, this whole new process all over again. You know, not every athlete is, you know, is, I'm not gonna say they're not willing because they will do it because, you know, it's about their education and everyone wants to, you know, have an education in this world right now. So they're gonna do it, but it's not gonna be something that they're gonna just jump to immediately. There should be other options. I think there should be, you know, there should be other options where that is concerned. I hope that they come up with other options because I think this will definitely affect a lot of athletes. You know, and for Maryland specifically, I hope that everything, you know, goes back to normal as soon as possible because, you know, I know a lot of athletes that this will definitely, you know, definitely affect. And like student athletes that they're in their senior year. What's going to happen? They're going to lose that senior year, Coach Hicks, if they don't get to transfer and they have to go back home. What happened? That senior year of competing, whether basketball or whatever sport it is just gone, because they might try to transfer, but at the same time, that may not be, how do I put it? They may not get in, depending on the institution that they try to transfer to. So how does that work? Those are the questions that's in my head. How would that work? Because if one university have 200 student athletes, and that university decide to go all online, and 100 of those athletes or student athletes decide to transfer to this other university, the university that they're trying to transfer to may not accept all 100 of those student athletes. So if they just accept 50, what's going to happen to the other 50? Oh, so you say they could put in a waiver to the NCAA for pretty much, let me read that again so I get the full understanding from it. Okay, so they will determine by putting in a waiver to the NCAA for a special situation. Okay, see, it's making a little bit more sense now, because the NCAA is gonna try to step in to try to help where necessary. So I guess where that is concerned, there is some help coming from the NCAA, but I think a lot of student athletes are gonna be left in the wind. It's kind of, personally, I think that's kind of sad, but I hope things turn around. But again, I have to encourage everyone out there right now, whether you're a student athlete, just a athlete, or a student, wear a mask, practice social distancing. That's the only way we're going to get back to normal as soon as possible. And we need to get back to normal as soon as possible in order for everything to play out in everyone's favor. So we need to take the necessary steps. We need to practice social distancing. I know you guys have been hearing this for the past, 4 months? But at the end of the day, I feel like we still need to be hearing it. We still need to preach it. It's something that we need to do. Because as I said, that's the only way we're going to get back to normal. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm tired of just being home. Can't be around my friends or being around anyone that I'm normally around. I can't go for, I can go for a run, but I can't go to the weight room because the gyms are closed. And even if they are gyms that are open, the procedure is not the same, and you're still at risk by being there. So, we got to take everything into consideration and just try to do. How is competition is gonna go? All competition is gonna go back to normal when people gonna breathe in each other's face when they run. It's tough, man. It's tough. Like I'm thinking about the same things that you're thinking about, because in races like the 800, everybody's bunched up for the most part. In a marathon, yeah, I know it is sticky. It's a tough situation. In a marathon, they're bunched up for the most part. So it's it's really hard when you're thinking about it. Like, how are we gonna get to that place where everything can go back to normal? I think that's really what's on everybody's mind right now. You might if you look at it like, okay, we're gonna run a race on the track, but we're gonna use specific lanes. 1, 4, 6, and 8. So that's 4 people. It's Is that practical? I kind of doubt it. And you can't do that for the 8 and the 1500 and the 10,000 and all. You can't do that. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But again, as I said, we have to, as athletes, students, and student athletes, we have to do our part in trying to make sure that we practice social distancing and wear masks. If I'm going for a run, I'm wearing my mask. People be looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, he's running hills in a mask. Like, how does he breathe? But at the end of the day, I'm not taking it off until I get back in my house. I'm not. I know. There's a lot of unanswered questions. And that, as I said earlier, that is what this channel is about. For those who have information, they could share it with me here, and I could definitely regurgitate it and share it with other people, because that is how we're going to stay informed, by informing each other. You know what I'm saying? So, that's something that, we really got to think about. But yeah, this is pretty much my first live stream since the pandemic start, because I was just pretty much out just trying to take care of all the little important things that I need to take care of, make sure that my boys are good, my family is safe. That's my number one priority right now. So, that's pretty much what I was focusing on. But going forward, I'm gonna try to make the effort to at least meet here maybe once or twice a week, because if I'm stuck home, why not try to get information and share it with you guys? So I'm gonna at least be here every Wednesday or Thursday, or maybe both. So as soon as I get any new information, whether it's about races, information about, kind of like about the pandemic, but really on a athletic or track and field basis, or from a track and field standpoint. That's how I'm gonna approach everything where this channel is concerned. How is the pandemic affecting, track and field and the regular process of how we do things, or how we normally do things. So yeah, I'm gonna be here next week again. As I said, I'll try to get some information. If anything comes up between when I end this live stream and, I would say, Friday, maybe you guys will definitely see another live stream from me. But for right now, that's it, guys. That's all I have tonight. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you did, hit the like button. Yeah. Yep. If you did enjoy the live stream, hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. A lot more information coming your way from this channel. You could also follow me over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all the same name, East Coast Athletics, across all platforms. Once you type it in, it's gonna pop up. So that's it for tonight, guys. Catch you guys in the next video.